Hey everybody, and welcome back to this second episode of Ugly or Not Ugly. As I mentioned in the first episode, it is heavily inspired by a TikToker I watched, who does this probably infinitely better than I do, but I thought it would be fun to kind of do this, so here we are. We're going to do America today. Now, America is obviously a very large country. Lots of different kind of biomes. Would biome be the word? Lots of different regions, lots of different cities. Even some which are, off here is Alaska, and down here is Hawaii. So lots of different places going on. So I think what we're going to try and do today is maybe keep it a little bit kind of East Coast, and then maybe we'll do a second episode kind of West Coast. So, and I was thinking of maybe doing kind of some of the cities as we kind of go down the kind of East Coast of America and get into Florida and all that type of stuff, all that jazz, as well. So if you don't know what the premise of this is, it's a very silly little game we play where we use Google Street View, which is pretty comprehensive in America, and we dive into it and we judge whether or not the picture is ugly or not ugly. It's completely subjective to what I decide. You may well completely choose something different. And then if it's not ugly, we continue in that area. If it's ugly, we move to a different area. I guess you could keep score, but we're not going to. So that's how fun it is and arbitrary. So we're going to start off with everyone's favourite place, New York City. I would also point out that as somebody who is English, my geography of America is not the greatest, and largely based off American Truck Simulator, which has not hit the East Coast of America. It's largely based off American Truck Simulator and American TV shows, like The Office, so I know that Scranton is somewhere around here, I think. New York is... what's this bit that goes out here then? But New York is... that's Long Island, right? There, I think. Manhattan here. I think a lot of people think that New York is Manhattan, right? I guess that happens a lot to people who aren't from America. Maybe even some who are from America. But the actual kind of state of New York, I believe, is what we have highlighted. New York, New Jersey, does that make sense? Or maybe this is just because I think the state of New York is bigger, and this is what's classed as kind of the city of New York, I guess. And we've got the Hudson River here, made famous by someone landing a plane in it as well. So yeah, let's start jumping in. So I think we'll go for a little bit of Manhattan first, see what we get up to as we go in. Okay. And I mean, listen, we could. Oh, it's Christmas. We could very much, be out within a few turns here, because cities are very, very kind of varied, and you can be walking down a street, and it can be the ugliest street in the world, and then you can walk down the next one, and it's incredible. That is very much how London is. I imagine that's how New York is to a certain extent. I've always loved the architecture, though, of somewhere like New York, the fire escapes and all that kind of stuff. It's so cool and really quite iconic when you think about so many kind of, as somebody who's viewing this, through TV shows and things like that. you know, people sitting out on their fire escapes at night, chatting, or at parties or whatever. God knows if that happens in real life. I don't know. There's a nice mural here as well. I don't know. This looks like some type of clinic, actually. If we're honest, yeah. Now, it's important to know this is not the most beautiful street in the world. But I'm not going to give it a not ugly because I like the buildings. I like the mural. And it's Christmas. Gotham Health. A 360 virtual tour of a hospital. So you can't give a hospital that. I mean, hospitals are ugly like they are. But this area, I'm not going to give an ugly to. Okay. Let's try a bit further down this way. Okay. So, we've got quite a bustling street. We've got Paragon Sporting Goods Company. That looks cool. It's like a trainer shop. New Andy's Deli. Oh, that's a good view, isn't it? That's a strong view there. That's a very strong view. Somewhere called Sleepy's. Oh, it does mattresses. That makes sense. Yeah, it's weird that they have the kind of the cafe style like blinds for a mattress shop, but I guess it's like advertising in a way. I wonder how New York is like. Does it have a lot of independent places, or is it turning more into kind of brands, things like that? I mean, looking around here, it doesn't look like there's that many brand places, but I can only imagine the rent of some places is probably pretty high for shops and things like that. So obviously we are not going to give this an ugly. It is most definitely not ugly, if only for that view there, which is pretty stunning. So yeah, and very quintessentially kind of New York. This kind of architecture you see a lot in London as well. I'm guessing it was kind of as of the time, or maybe not the time, but they wanted to copy London because, you know, why wouldn't you? So let's go, so we went a bit further south there, let's go a bit further kind of, let's go a little bit kind of over that side. And what have we got here? Oh, yes, look at these houses. That is stunning. I love the little shops underneath as well. I can only imagine how much the rent would cost on a street like this. There'd be a lot, right? There's a subway here because it says stay fresh, but it's like some sort of cafe bookshop with, yeah, all sorts of stuff going on there. I think I'd give it a not ugly just simply from how stunning the front of these houses are. If they are houses, indeed, they might not be. I think they probably are, though. Again, it's not the most. Oh, there you go. Artisan barber. It's a barber's shop. Wow. Oh, yeah, I can see the barber's chair now. There you go. Go to Artisan Barber. So they've got. Oh, so I thought it was like a cafe, but that's actually hair products. That's hilarious. And they've got some music, some books. It's kind of cool. I like that. Yeah, it's not the greatest looking street, but I'm going to give it a not ugly. I have a massive soft spot for these kind of streets of New York. As somebody who's played a lot of video games set in New York, I guess. Okay, here we are. Ooh, okay. This is a little bit kind of less crowded, less city-esque, but still kind of in there. I kind of like this. This looks like a shell garage. I'm thinking it is a shell garage, yeah. But you've got deli and grill. Hot and cold sandwiches. Awesome. And then some sort of service centre, yeah. You get a lot of this in London as well. This kind of like, where they've obviously, I guess, at some point knocked down the houses adjacent to it, and you just get this kind of flat wall, you know. They've obviously kind of knocked this down and then built a petrol station there. Non-potable water. That's a nice building as well. Kind of a bit torn on this one though. It's kind of quite a kind of. It looks very American scene, right? It looks very kind of classic Americana type stuff going on here. And I feel like if I was probably someone from New York, I would be like ugly. But I feel like it's going to take a little bit more than that to kick me out of New York. So I'm going not ugly. Again, that doesn't have to be stunning or the best view in the world. It just has to be not ugly. Let's get somewhere in Central Park, shall we? Now, obviously, it feels like a bit of a cheat code, but you never know. Yeah, it was always going to be pretty good. Is that the bit from Home Alone? Yeah, Central Park is obviously going to be pretty good. What was I reading about? Something the other day about the amount of money it costs to have like a hot dog stand in Central Park is like the yearly rent is like over 100,000 or something crazy like that. I was just fascinated, like how much money are they making? You know, like how? Wow, it feels like a lot. Yeah, I think we'll try and avoid Central Park just because I'm feeling like it's not going to be that interesting. So we'll do a last one in what is kind of downtown Manhattan, and then maybe we'll spread our wings across New York if it stays not ugly. Here we go. Okay. This looks like a very old camera, doesn't it? Secret Garden, wow. Brunetti, Mole, Hudson Cafe. I mean, you have to kind of take into consideration that the camera work is not the greatest here. It's what is it, like half a megapixel? You know? It's not great. It does give it a kind of a cool vintagey look, which no standing seems a little bit harsh, doesn't it? Yeah, just give it a kind of a cool vintage look, which I'm down with. But yeah, you know, again, I'm torn on this one. I wouldn't say this blows me away, but I wouldn't call it ugly either. So yeah, let's have a look at kind of the other side of the Hudson, shall we? Okay. We've got a kids' play area. It's very beige, isn't it? There's not a lot of like stuff growing around here. They're nice houses though. There's some nice stuff going on over there. I assume if you don't live in Manhattan itself, it's a bit cheaper to live, you know. A bit like living in central London is incredibly expensive, but if you move kind of a few zones out, it cheapens down a touch. Not to a point whereby you would say it's of any sort of value. So that's a not ugly, in case you didn't guess. Again, not exactly been blown away, but it wasn't ugly. That's a very cute house, actually. I like that. Calabrese Sporto Fontana Calor. And they've got a basketball hoop they're giving away, I guess. It's kind of a cute little. So this is New Jersey, okay. Kind of a cute little street in a way. With the kind of very big high rises over there. They're huge, aren't they, those buildings? I wonder if they're residential or office. Absolutely massive. Are they derelict? Like, it looks like windows are out on them and stuff like that. That's interesting. Yeah. I think the initial view we're given is not ugly. I kind of like that house. It's very cute. You've got a nice amount of trees. There's some people really looking after their gardens around here as well, you can tell. I like that. I'm giving not ugly vibes. There's those buildings. Are they... I'm not going to count this because I'm purposely choosing, but... No, I think they are... No, I think it was just the way the light was looking on the windows, but... They're definitely residential, aren't they? Interesting. So, let's come out a bit. So, let's go right over this side. See what we've got. We seem to be in some kind of hut, and it's someone's birthday party. It's a bit awkward. I kind of feel like I'm intruding a little bit. Obviously, this was post-pandemic, I'm guessing. Yeah. I'd give it a not ugly, but it's not great. I kind of feel like I'm intruding there when there's all those people kind of looking at you. So we'll kind of move away from that. And then we'll maybe go... Is this kind of Long Island here? I think. Oh, that's nice. One thing they do well in America, I think, is grass. Always looks extremely green. Yeah, it's a nice scene. It's not bad. It's not the greatest over this way. It's very derelict. But initially, that building's not terrible. You always see all these air conditioning units, don't you, kind of hanging out people's windows. I'd go not ugly, but we are getting a bit close, you know. Let's go. What's round here? This looks interesting. Ooh. Oh, these are nice. Yeah, this is not ugly. I like this. These houses are nice. Cross Bay Boulevard. I imagine that's really expensive. I imagine everywhere around here is expensive, right? It's it's New York. Right, what have we got? Let's go up this way a bit. Okay. Now, you know, I think we might have come to the end of our trek around New York. Because that's not great. This isn't nice. It probably doesn't help that it seems to be kind of wintry time, so there's not a lot of greenery. In fact, there's snow. But there's not enough snow for it to look good. And these houses just... I'm going to call this ugly, and I'm sorry, Tillotson Avenue, New York. I'm sorry if you live there. I'm calling it ugly. It's nothing personal. So, New York, done. What about Washington, D.C.? The capital of America, not to be confused with Washington State, as I have done many occasions. Right, let's get deep down, downtown. Okay, what the hell is this? I feel like this is a little unfair to judge because it would be classed as ugly, absolutely, but I feel like the camera picture is kind of insane, so we will back out of that. That if that picture was not kind of played with like that, I think I would class that as ugly. Oh, that's a lovely house. It's like a little castle, isn't it? And then, yeah, it's quite nice. That almost looks a bit fake. Just having a lovely coffee. Yeah, this is not ugly. There's a dog in it, so it can't be ugly. Yeah. District of Columbia. I like it. I like it. Mostly I like this house here. These guys who live here, it's nice. Yeah, that looks nice. I like that. Looking at these streets, it kind of makes me want to move to America in a way. I'm just like, oh, this looks nice. Probably is not the way it is. Oh. And it can change very quickly. Very quickly indeed. Okay. I'm sorry, Washington. But we are classing that as ugly because it is an alleyway, and not particular nice alleyway, between two not particular nice buildings. So we never got to see your we never got to actually see you in your true colours, did we? So I think we're going to go a little bit more kind of Miami in Florida now. And yeah, this should be interesting. I'm sure there's some incredible parts of Miami, and I'm sure there's some terrible parts of Miami. Okay. See, I feel like Miami could do well because I am swayed by palm trees quite a lot, and there's a lot of them around, isn't there? The thing with having these 360 views is there are parts of them where you go, yeah, I like that. And there are parts of them where you go, that looks bloody awful, doesn't it? Like that particular kind of view. It's a horrible fence. Your car's, I don't even know why your car's there. That, on the other hand, for me, there is a kind of beauty in that view. That's not so nice. But then I don't mind that view either. So I'll go not ugly on that one, but it wasn't. It was by no means a given there. Right, let's see if we can't get something a bit more downtown. Oh, okay, okay. Wow. This looks like somebody has photoshopped this. This does not look real. This looks generally like one of those artist impressions. That looks like the comfiest seat you'll ever see in your life. Yeah, I mean, obviously this is not ugly. It doesn't look like it's on... Yeah, it's not on ground level either, is it? There's definitely... Yeah, that's an awesome looking pool. Wow. Yeah, fair play to you there. Let's try somewhere over here. Oh, okay, that's nice. Ooh, setting up for some sort of event. No, this is not ugly either. Very pleasant. Miami Shores, Florida. Let's try and go a bit more downtown again. See what we got. Okay. That's very nice. We've got some pretty tall buildings here. Nice looking street lamps like that. Ooh, a nice clock as well. 12:30. You're visiting a 5-star bank. Pacific National Bank. Okay. Yeah, I'd give this not ugly. I think that there's some nice looking kind of things around here. The bank's not particularly attractive, but there's enough stuff around, I think, to give that to not ugly. Right, let's go down this way. Oh wow, that's a gnarled, nasty looking tree, isn't it? That's a real swamp tree. Yeah, not ugly. There's not too much to say about this, to be honest with you. It's quite a nice looking street. Looks like we're kind of a bit more into the kind of the swampy area. But yeah, nice. Right. Why don't we go somewhere up here? Okay. Oakland Park. That's a nice house. That's a really nice view down this street, I think. As I said, I'm a bit of a sucker for palm trees, so that's going to help, but absolutely nothing wrong with that. Not ugly. Let's go up here. Okay. Is that a church? Yeah. It's a lovely green tree, isn't it? This is the closest we've come in Florida, I think. I'm going to give it a not ugly. I don't think it's not attractive, but it's not ugly in my view. If there was like a bit more abandonness going on here, or construction site type place, I'd say maybe, but it's not that bad, to be honest with you. Let's go up here. Okay. I'm getting industrial park vibes. Berryfield deliveries. It's a difficult one because the guy's using a 0.1 megapixel camera to take this picture. Oh, it's on his head as well. Look at that. And it's quite a cloudy day. I've just got a bit of blue sky over there, but otherwise it's quite cloudy. So, again, not ugly, not ideal. Let's go really on the coast, shall we? Let's go right down here on the coast. As I can say, I think this would be difficult to be ugly. We've got the sea, yep. So this is a Google photo. So they just ride down the beach, I guess. Someone's little dog following them. Yeah, not ugly. It's actually not as stunning as I thought. It doesn't look like it was a particularly nice day. A bit stormy maybe. But I imagine on a really sunny day that beach is pretty packed. So, yeah, it's nice. Enough. Let's go down here. I think I might have just got a field. Yeah, that's not ugly, is it? Look at that. I mean, these brown ponds are not doing much for me, but I do like this road. That kind of feels very cool, I think. Yep. I tell you, Miami, you're cooking right now. Where should we go? Should we try the kind of downtowny bit again? Ooh. I think it helps when you've got a nice climate, right? When you've got this kind of hotter climate, you're going to have lusher vegetation, I'm guessing. If we did Alaska, who knows? But yeah, not ugly. Let's go there. It's obviously bin day. I'm kind of torn on this one. That's a nice tree. I'm going to call this ugly, and I'll tell you why I'm going to call it ugly. There's too much concrete going on here. There are some nice bits of greenery around. There are some nice trees, but I feel like there's nothing kind of along the sidewalk, pavement type area. Some of the houses are not that nice. I can't really see a house I particularly like here. And it feels almost industrial estate-y, so I'm going to go ugly on that one. Again, apologies if you live there. I mean no offence. Cool. That is Miami. Shall we do Alaska? I've got it on my brain now. Okay. This could go really well. This could go really badly. Is that all the street view we've got of Alaska? Okay. We've got some built up areas. Let's have a look. Okay. A literal dirt road with forest. I can't really call nature ugly. I'm trying to find more of a kind of city vibe. It's a bit of civilization anyway. I think we're going to get a lot of this in Alaska, right? This type of tree. I'm going to say not ugly. That isn't great over there, but that's quite a nice little house and got quite a few satellite dishes there. I don't really know my way round Alaska that well, to be honest with you. Let's try somewhere over here. Stop and Go Cafe. Vote Fred. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm a bit of a sucker for trees, so I feel like there's going to be a lot of them. It's not ugly because of the trees, but this sort of area here is not the most attractive area you could ever want. Is this more kind of built up around here? No. A few people obviously live here, but this is nice. God, their roads are really bad though. I can understand people owning 4x4s around here, because crikey, also that's a very cool wagon there. Like that a lot. Okay, Alaska. What have we got? Capital is Juneau. Let's go remote island. Oh wow. That's nice, but I bet that is so cold. I bet whoever's taking this is freezing their nuts off right now. Or at least the point at which they've taken this photo. Peter Lee. It's nice though. I imagine that's very... I was going to say, I imagine that's very kind of remote, but then there's a bloody great big boat over there. What about over here? This side? I've got a little bit of civilization here. Ooh. You know what? Alaska, I think you're going to be done in there, mate. Oh. It's giving me ugly vibes. It's not a great view of anything. And then Everything just looks a little bit ramshackle, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm gonna go ugly. Oh, I thought we might have been in Alaska for quite a while, but it wasn't to be. Why don't we do a last one of Los Angeles? I know we said we go East Coast, but I just kind of feel like LA is quite an interesting place. We've got an ugly already. I had a bad feeling this might happen. Yeah, that's just okay. The bad kind of threading on the 3D kind of sphere is not great, but yeah, that's ugly. LA, listen, all the palm trees in the world are not going to save you. Even a sunset, it's just ugly. Wow. There we go. Sorry about that, LA. Let's do one more in it. I feel like you got to redeem yourself, LA. Let's go. Let's get where these skyscrapers are. What the hell is that thing? Yeah, see, that's nice enough. It's not great, is it? But it's better than it was. God knows what the hell that thing is. He does not look happy. I get a feeling they're staring at each other for some reason. Yeah, it's not great, is it? Actually, to be fair, I would have given that a not ugly though. But there we go, America. Or at least selected parts of America. I think overall, Miami would have won that. I think potentially. Definitely not LA. Alaska, not so much. New York was pretty good too. But yeah, I think we're going to leave that one there, guys. So thanks for watching as always. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.